What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Wednesday, April 24th, 2024, and this is how we traded the 920 crossover strategy and SPY today. This is what we did. But before we go there, folks, before we talk about levels, if you enjoy our videos, please go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is just about every day, folks. Not every day, but just about every day, and sometimes on the weekend. When you catch those weekend videos, generally speaking, folks, those are going to be psychology, trading psychology, and strategy videos. Probably have a nice video coming out this weekend, so stay tuned. Again, turn on those notifications. Don't forget to leave us a comment and share with your friends, relatives, and fellow traders, folks. So this is how we did it today, folks. So we're looking at that pre-market high. We got 507.60. We got pre-market low sitting at 505.60. So right out of the gate, folks, I'm looking at $2 and I'm thinking $2 is plenty. We can take a $2. So let's say if you just went from point to point all day long, $2 up, down all day long, you could do very, very well. Is that reasonable to assume that it's going to do that? Absolutely not. But you never know what's going to happen. So again, we got pre-market high, we got pre-market low. Now, with the exception of everything that's labeled, folks, is a 30-minute. Everything is a 30-minute zone unless it is labeled something other. So for instance, this is pre-market. So this is a pre-market 30-minute zone. This is after hours zone from yesterday. Again, pre-market low, 30-minute zone, 30-minute zone. And this is 1 minute support that we had super, super late in the day yesterday. So we'll pay attention to this 505.07. And again, every single line on here at this point, folks, these are all pre-market levels. I haven't done anything to add any kind of levels in this area in pre-market. So everything on here right now is a level that was already established. So let's get into that trading day, folks. So what did it do right out of the gun? Well, this is what it did right out of the gun. Again, no fresh cross. And because there's no fresh cross, and I told the folks in the group, I said, folks, I want to wait for that fresh cross. I don't want to get caught up on a continuation play or anything like that. I know what my strategy is. My strategy, it's a crossover strategy. Now, are there times when I take continuation plays? Absolutely, positively. But my preference is always going to be catch the crossover. And again, the closer you are to a known zone, the easier it becomes to predefine your risk. So nothing right out of the gate, folks. As a matter of fact, how late into the trading day were we before we took a trade? Well, I think we were right in, where were we? Yeah, I think we were right here, folks. There it is. There it is. So right here. 9:55, so 25 minutes into the trading day. And the question is, well, why didn't you take it up here? Well, we didn't have anything that closed below this 506.84 until we got this. And then we closed below VWAP. We had a lot of volume on this candle right here, as evidenced by this wide candle right here. These are called volume candles. And the wider the candle, the stronger or the higher the volume. So I took this, again, I took a really, really quick scalp, less than a minute in this trade. You know, you get in this trade right here, you run it down, you get out of the trade. Again, you see that heavy volume picking up. And the question is, well, why didn't you run it down below? Well, here's why, because this is where we stopped earlier. And I want to get that first trade out of the bag or in the bag. And now, had we pushed down on this candle and closed below this 505.98, that's when I hold on to that trade, folks. Again, because I've got resistance. That is my resistance at that point. But if I can't get to that level, particularly since over here we didn't get through that level and get a close down below that level, guess what? I'm taking that trade off the table. Every time? No, but in this particular place, on this particular day, I did. So what did we do? Guess what? We got that same exact setup again, folks. Same exact setup, almost that same exact place, just a little while later. So at about 10:13 this morning. And again, I didn't play anything to the upside. I was looking to breach a few different levels. You could have taken a fishtail play. You could have taken it off of this support down here, breach. But again, even the conservative play up here, you're thinking, okay, you get across to the upside, first green candle, wow, it did not happen, folks. We did not get a conservative play to the upside. And again, I'm going to be doing a strategy video this weekend, which probably a series of 2 or 3 different videos this weekend. And it's going to go over the entire 920 strategy, folks. So you don't want to miss that. And I'm going to go over a bunch of nuances also. So please, please, please turn on your notifications so you can see those videos this weekend. If you're a 920 trader, I think these can really, really help you with some of the nuances that I use regularly or every day. And again, folks, we don't always win. We don't always win. Some of our trades are losing trades. Anyway, that second trade out of the gate this morning, well, it was kind of that same setup. Right at this level, again, we got this closed below VWAP again. And again, I gave this a little bit of room to try to push through, but I closed it in about that same area. Got about the same percentage. And again, it was a nice little play. Back to the downside. So let's keep on going, folks. So on this particular play, we were already below VWAP. And again, nothing back to the upside. You can see that this is just making really, really nice moves to the downside. Okay, we got this cross to the downside. Then I waited to breach this level right down here. So this 505.98. Remember, folks, every line on here is a 30-minute zone with the exception of pre-market high, pre-market low, 1 minute support, all of these different things. And again, if they're labeled, then that's a zone. Okay, so we got this closed down at this level and closed it out right in here. Now, one thing at this point, we got through this pre-market low. I had really, really super thin volume down here on the 30-minute. But let me show you something here real quick on the 5-minute. I will show you what I'm looking at on the 5-minute right here. You see this 5-minute SS? So this 5-minute SS right here, this is a stair step. It's a 5-minute stair step. These are always good places. And you see it on the 5-minute. You don't see it on the 15-minute. You don't see it on the 30-minute. But again, a 5-minute SS is a stair step. So you got a stair step here, you got a stair step here, a stair step here, and stair step here. And again, if you look at the 5-minute, you can see what it did. We'll go back to that 1 minute and see how this one executed, or see how this trade played out down in this area. So here we go again. So we got this cross. I took a continuation play through this 1 minute level of support down here and closed it out again right at this 5-minute stair step. This is my 30-minute zone, folks, 504.32, 504.32. But we were able to get right through that again down to those 5-minute stair steps in this area. I thought we could get a push down here, but we didn't get the push. So at this point, we are, 1, 2, 3, 4 trades in at this point. It's been a really, really good day. It's one of those rare days when I didn't take a loss. I always, for some reason, like to take that first morning loss, but I didn't. Now, this is where it gets really, really fun. We punched, and I went to lunch right around in here, folks. I went to an early lunch because, again, I get up super, super early. I go to the gym, and then I don't eat anything until I get back from lunch. But I missed this play back to the downside. I don't know that I would have taken it. I may have. It's hard to say. I wasn't in the play, so I don't know if I would have taken it. But you could have. You could have taken a rejection off this level, 505.07. Again, 1 minute support breaches back to the downside, becomes resistance. You could have taken a fishtail play. You could have taken this double cross to the downside. Again, we opened above the 9, closed below the 20, double cross to the downside. Again, we're going to go through all of this on Saturday when I do the strategy video, or videos, if you will. So they are not all too long. But again, this was the cleanest, fastest run of the day. No question about that. We like those clean, fast runs. But again, I wasn't in the trade, folks. Now, I'm starting to get back from lunch right around in here. And I specifically remember telling the folks, I said, guys, and I was telling them right around in here. So we had a cross to the upside, cross to the upside. This is the third cross after running down. But what we're doing, again, we've got this 5-minute stair step. And watch this level again, 503.31. Let's go back to the 5-minute. 503.31. Look at this level right in here again. 5-minute stair step in here. We got one lower that we tried to get to, 503.05. I thought we'd be able to get down there. But there we go, 503.31. And I said to the group, I said, guys, I kind of feel like if we start breaching these levels that we're just going to keep on going higher and higher and higher and higher. Now, you see this thing bouncing around. This is after hours right now that we're dealing with, 503.55. Now, look at this, folks. Again, right out of this area, caught this fishtail to the upside. I didn't, And then I said, if we breach 504, we're going to 504.32. This is where it got super interesting, because I remember telling the group, I said, guys, if we get above 504.32, I'm looking at 505.07, then I'm looking at VWAP. If we get above VWAP, then there's no telling where this thing can go. But I mean, you just watch this thing, just absolutely a beautiful play. I wasn't in the play. People in the group, they said, are you getting in the play? And I said, well, I'm too late. I missed my entrance. They said, well, you can always get in at a point of, you breach that resistance, becomes new support. And I said I could, but I'm not going to, only because I want to be disciplined. And they said, when does FOMO kick in for you? And I said, I'm a human being just like everybody else. FOMO kicks in for me too, folks. It's real. If you're a trader and you say your FOMO doesn't happen with you, you're probably not being honest. But I can say this, the one thing that keeps me out is that the word that I have to keep on saying to myself over and over and over, and eventually it sticks, folks, is discipline. It's discipline, discipline, discipline. And again, folks, and we just kept on pushing. Again, breached this 1 minute support, and any of these would have been safe entries. But what I did say, I said, okay, if we can get a close directly above VWAP, I will put on the play up here, and I'll see what happens. Well, essentially what happens, we got 21 up through 47. We got almost a 25-cent candle. At that point, I was thinking, you know what, this might be played out at this point, only because, we tested that. We had not had any kind of a pullback. So I waited. I did not get into the play. So it wasn't about hesitation at these levels. It was about I didn't take the trade off the bottom or where I normally would have taken that trade. Again, I talked about the setup. Here's the setup, folks. But I didn't execute. Now, back to the downside. Here it is, back to the downside. I didn't take this trade. Don't know what I was doing at this time, but I didn't. I said, you know what? If we get back to this level and I see something, and it was getting pretty late in the day at this point, so it's 13:23. We had about 2.5 hours left in the trading day, somewhere right around there. I said, if we get a good setup in power hour, which is the last hour of the day, I will play something. And here it was, 504.32. So remember in here earlier today at this specific level, it ran back up. So it ran up here. If we tested these lower limits, it ran up at this level. But again, remember this, folks, and I'm going to show you right here. Remember this level, 504.32. So 504.32, 504.32. It is right in here, folks. This is a demand zone from yesterday. Let me show this right here. A demand zone from yesterday on this 30-minute chart right here, folks. That's how I get my levels. So I'm, at the same time, it's a demand zone, but at the same time, on one hand, it's a demand zone, but this, on the other hand, we pushed down. Did we take out all of those buyers, or did they, run it back up at that point? So I'm making the assumption that if we can get a close and we can get a fishtail play, and I told the group I want to test this level. If we get something back to the upside, a fishtail play, not any of these candles, but a good fishtail, then I'll take it back to the upside. So I executed on the close of this candle right here, and I think we rode this thing for almost 30 minutes, 28 or 30 minutes. Let me see. So we got 07 through 28, 21 minutes in this trade. I'm telling you, folks, this was a really, really nice trade. And it was a nice trade because SPX contracts get really, really super cheap the later in the trading day. But, and some folks are saying, they ask, when can I get back into this trade? And I'm giving them levels. And I said, okay, folks, your last spot to get in is if we get a breach of VWAP. So you got VWAP right here, and you want to get above this 505.35. If you can get above and hold above that level, then there's a possibility that it continues moving up. Now, there's no guarantees. You can look left and go, well, you got 1 minute resistance right there. You do, not really worried about 1 minute resistance. I've got major levels that I'm dealing with right here. 30-minute zone right here, again, coming out of this 30-minute demand zone. So, and I had a bunch of our members, but we had a bunch of our members that jumped in on this trade when we got this close above VWAP and above this area. And then for the next couple of minutes, it ran up really, 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 really fast. 60, 70 cent move inside of a minute and a half or 2 minutes. Folks, that is a really, really strong, it's a good move anytime, but late in the day, when you get this kind of a move, it's really, really nice. And particularly if you get in it off of a really, really, I felt like I really got a good entry on that particular play. Now that's how she played out today, folks. Yeah, I wish I would have been in this trade, but again, it doesn't matter. Trading is like flying an airplane, folks. It's always better to not be in a trade and wish you were than to be in a trade and wish you were not. And it's just, look at this thing in after hours, folks. This thing's going bananas back to the downside. Earnings today, folks. We have earnings today. It's earnings week. Lots of companies are having earnings this week. I don't know specifically who it is. I should probably look, but I'm not going to look right now. You guys know who it is. But anyway, that's how she played out today. If you like our videos, please go ahead and give us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we drop new content, which is just about every day and sometimes on the weekend. And again, on the weekends, it's either going to be strategy or psychology. So one of two different things, one of two different areas, or it could be a combination of both. So go ahead and turn on your notifications. Also leave us a comment. We would greatly appreciate that. And share with your friends. We always appreciate that as well. Now, here's the big one, folks. If you are interested in live daily trading every single day, folks, so every single day from bell to bell, live daily trading. If you are interested in that, head on over to our live trading Discord. It's called Trading Decoded. The link for that is down below. We're going to give you that first week for free, folks. We do this. This is what we talk about every single day. Folks, if this does this, we expect it to do this. If this does this, we expect it to do this. And again, as 920 traders, we use the 9 as support to our levels up. We use the 9 as resistance to our levels back to the downside, shooting for targets along the way. But guess what, folks? We do this every single day. But again, we're going to give you that first week for free. If you like it, if you find value in it, go ahead and stick around. We're trying to help people become the traders that they can be. Now, if you like it, great. If you don't, no harm, no foul. Now, if you're interested in learning about the 920 crossover strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. Everything is laid out, folks. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on a super secret strategy with some super secret sauce. That is not super. It's not secret. There's no special sauce. This is not McDonald's, folks. You're not getting special sauce. It's been available for as long as moving averages have been available. We're not going to charge you anything for it, folks. It is all there. And then come back and watch the videos that we're going to put down this weekend about the strategy so you can marry those things together, the print form and the videos, and then come on over, check out. We're going to give you that first week for free in our live trading Discord, Trading Decoded. But anyway, that's how she played out today. I want to thank you all personally for spending a little bit of your precious time, because again, time is our most precious commodity. They're not making any more for us, folks. We're all limited here, folks. We're all limited. So make the most of what you have every single day. But again, come check us out. We hope you had a great day. Above all else, we hope you followed your trading plan today. We're going to do this tomorrow, folks. So come check us out. Again, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and we will see you in the markets.